everyone, I am Princess Joy Ladrada, and today I will present a performance-based assessment design that is we design learning outcomes and promotes higher order thinking skills. As a future educators and assessment designers, it is important for us to create assessments that allow students to demonstrate their understanding through authentic performance tasks rather than traditional tests. So in this presentation, we will show a performance test structured using the GRASP model, together with an analytic scoring rubric with weighted criteria totaling 100%. So we have here selected competencies. So this selected competency for this assessment is students will be able to analyze the elements of fiction in a short story and explain how these elements contribute to the overall meaning of the story. So these competencies help students develop critical thinking, literary analysis, and communication skills which are important learning outcomes in literature education. So let's proceed with our performance task. So instead of giving a traditional written test, students will complete an authentic performance test. So the test requires students to analyze a short story and present their understanding through a digital presentation or short video. So in this test, students will identify the plot and describe the characters, explain the settings, and identify the conflict, and interpret the theme of the story. So students will present their analysis using visual aids such as slides, images, or diagrams. So this type of test allows students to demonstrate their understanding in a creative and meaningful way, while also developing their communication and presentation skills. And for our GRASP model, this performance test is organized using the GRASP model, which helps structure authentic assessments. So G is for goal. The goal of the test is for students to analyze a short story and explain the elements of fiction found in the story. And the letter R is rule. Students will take the rule of literary analysts and digital storytellers. And for the letter A, audience, the audience includes their classmates and teacher who want to better understand the story. And for the letter E is situation. The situation is that the class is creating a digital storytelling presentation to explain the deeper meaning of a short story through literary analysis. And for the P is product or performance. The final product will be the 5-minute digital presentation or video explaining the elements of fiction in the selected story. And for the letter is standards. For success, students will be evaluated using an analytic scoring rubric that measures their understanding, analysis, organization, creativity, and communication skills. For our analytic scoring rubric, to ensure fairness, reliability, and validity in assessment, an analytic scoring rubric will be used. The rubric contains 5 criteria with weighted percentages totaling 100%. So the first criterion is understanding of elements of fiction, which has a weight of 30%. This evaluates how well the student explains the plot, characters, setting, conflict, and theme. So the second criterion is critical thinking and analysis. So weighted at 25%. So this measures that students' ability to interpret the story and explain deeper meanings. And the third is criterion is organization and structure with 20% weight. which evaluates the clarity and logical arrangement of ideas. And the fourth is criterion is creativity and visual presentation, weighted at 15%. This assesses the use of visuals and creativity in the presentation. And the final criterion is communication skills, which has 18% weight and evaluates clarity, confidence, and delivery during the presentation. Each criterion has 4 performance levels, which is excellent, good, fair, and needs improvement, with clear descriptors to ensure objective and consistent scoring. Authenticity and alignment. So this performance task is aligned with the course learning outcomes because it allows students to demonstrate their understanding of literacy concepts through analysis and explanation. So it is also an authentic test because students perform the role of literacy analysts and communicate their interpretations to an audience which reflects real-world skills such as analysis, communication, and presentation. So for our conclusion, in conclusion, this performance-based assessment encourages students to go beyond memorization and engage in higher order thinking skills such as analysis, interpretation, and communication. By using the GRASP model and an analytic scoring rubric, the assessment becomes more clear, structured, fair, and meaningful for both teachers and students. So that would be all my presentation, and thank you for listening.